Welcome to Smash University. Today we're going to be going over some Footstool combos, but not just Footstool out of shield, but more comboing into grounded Footstool. A lot of these combos you have to make possible by like earlier percentages. You don't want your opponent to go into tumble. You kind of want them to slide along the ground and go into the grounded Footstool. And the characters we have today are going to be pretty interesting. We got Bowser Jr. and Megaman. So
Yep.
yeah, Bam, or how you feeling about this?
I'm really excited about this one, man. We used to have a lot of combos kind of similar to this back in like Smash 4 days, right? But then with the changes that happened to Footstool, a lot of people kind of like steered away from those. And also just the overall combo game just being significantly better than in comparison to Smash 4, right? So it's really cool to see people now kind of revisiting this and going to a point where they're trying to figure out some extended combos, and there's some insane ones for some of these characters, like really really groundbreaking. So I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah. Into the platform extension, it looks like the main move being used is up B, which makes sense, right?
Yep.
Whenever you go into a grounded footstool, you want some kind of special move or a downward momentum move that kind of like cancels your upward momentum. And this is so sick.
Yeah. Dude, that's so clean, man. What a great extension. Like, dude, and the thing about it too is some of these are not that insane as far as looking to figure out like how you can actually get these extensions on these platforms. Like up air is fairly good tool there for the Koopalings, as you see there, and that's you can easily catch someone on a platform. So really learning this is not as nuanced as I initially thought. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, and remember what we said earlier. So this is gonna be some platform tech chasing, I think, coming up here. So at this point, right, you're sending them into tumble, and then, but that up B explosion kind of covers a lot of different options, right? But I mean, so this is not so much like grounded footstool. It's more like platform tech chasing or tech chasing in general, but still very
Yeah.
practical in my opinion. But like you said, that up air is such a great combo tool in general, and you want, if you're going to combo into grounded footstool, again, you don't want tumble, right? So low percent, very low knockback move, and up air is so perfect for that, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, so next up we have Maroof on the Mega Man. So before Mega Man in Smash 4 used to have a bunch of crazy footstool combos. Actually, Kameme came through and dazzled the world with Mega Man combos back in Smash
Yeah.
4, and that was like
hmm
Kameme's premier like tournament. So really cool to see that Mega Man still has some footstool stuff, and yeah, let's get right into it. Oh, and off the down air. Off the down air, that's so good.
Dude. Yeah,
Oh
that's
my goodness.
insane, man.
And
Yeah, I've seen it.
oh, go ahead.
Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I've seen a couple combos that people have been doing as far as the utilizing the down air to get that lock. But man, just seeing this all kind of flow together. I mean, even just these
Wow.
different routes that we're seeing, and they're all leading to like just straight kill, man. And that's a wrap. It's so good.
And there's some of them where they could have teched, right? Obviously, you can tech footstool, but here, even using the saw blade and utilizing the drag down multi hit from back air, that is a
Mhm.
confirm that Mega Man's will just use in general, just drag down back air into the up tilt,
Yep.
and comboing into that off of a footstool. And the thing about the saw blade too is it does quite a bit of damage. If I'm yeah, like look at all this damage coming from the saw blade because
Yeah.
it has multiple hits on the way down, and the fact that it just doesn't really send you into tumble and you're able to set up things like this, like that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And again, this is a an item that you can get. You just pull out and play the game, right? So it's something that's very, very probable. One of the few characters that was like nerfed almost out of the gate,
Yeah.
and in this game, and for good reason, right? This character's always been able to do some phenomenal things with this, and so yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like playing against Mega Man personally, but I think the character is very, very strong, and I think it's great to see Mega Man players, the community as a whole, just continue to pursue that excellence, man, and go for the optimization. It's looking hella good.
Yeah, yeah, and we're seeing this with other characters too, right? We've done videos on Ness like Magnet, right?
Mhm.
Like Twitter Tech Roundup back in the day. So Ness Magnet, Joker is another one that can combo like gun, down gun in the footstool and like do
Yep.
multiple reps of it, right? It gets really dangerous when the move that you're like doing out of shield, like if you do footstool gun out of shield and it goes into another rep of footstool gun, like that's where it starts getting really dangerous. Same thing goes for magnet, right? So obviously certain things can be a little bit more volatile, but even some of the stuff we saw there, right, with the Bowser Jr. on platforms and Mega Man with having multiple options of like down air being able to go into grounded footstool and saw blade going into grounded footstool. I really do think footstooling in general is kind of the future. I think we're getting to the point where players are getting a lot better at pairing and stuff like that, and
Yep.
especially like year one, and so that everyone was like, okay, parry's going to be the future and stuff. I think the next thing to kind of look out on the horizon for players to improve at is footstool out of shield, or just footstool in general. And footstool has so much applications, right? We have footstool out of shield, which is probably the most common way to execute
Right.
a footstool, right? Just because it's an answer to like pancaking hitboxes, and
Yep.
then we also have comboing into footstool. And
Yep.
we're in the future, we're definitely going to do a video about footstool out of shield. Definitely a video that like a guide I want to make about it. There's a lot of nuances and there's a lot of different things when it comes to doing footstool in general, especially when it comes to out of shield, right? It's definitely not as easy as just mashing the jump button and pointing the control stick in the certain direction, but yeah, I mean, I think comboing into footstool is something that honestly was quite under discovered for quite some time. Or like we knew of it, but we're definitely not seeing it at top level play, right? So
Yeah.
that is something that I want to start seeing more Twitter clips of. I want to see maybe more players start utilizing footstools in
Yeah.
tournament, and we're slowly starting
Yeah.
to see it, right? Footstool out of shield is definitely starting to make its way into the
Right.
tournament scene, depending on how strong your footstool option is. I think Steve probably has one of, if not the strongest, like footstool dare or like just footstool out of shield option, because if you miss it, it's still like a pretty good situation for you, right?
Right.
But yeah, I think footstool is extremely strong for sure.
Yeah, man, I agree. It's a long time coming, like you said before. Stuff has definitely been found out. However, it being actually implemented and being more practical, right, and being seen
Right.
in the meta has not been there yet. And so it's nice to see that we're finally getting that kind of change. And now we're going to see all the crazy stuff that everyone was just like, "Oh man, this is insane!" Oh, Twitter only, you'll never see it. It's like
Yeah.
now slowly but surely it's creeping into the forefront. So I am really excited about that. There's a lot of stuff there. Honestly, for this game in general, there's quite a bit of things. There's a couple like texts that I've seen overall that really just haven't been given the proper light of day. Right? People
Right.
just kind of written it off. Right? And so I'm happy that we're seeing certain things like, wait, this is actually more practical than we think. We actually can start utilizing it, and this may change how some characters actually operate at the top level of play. So real excited to see more of this here, man. It's good. It's looking really good.
Yeah, finally we're in year 3 of Ultimate, and maybe players will start doing what Zan did year 1. But
Yeah,
shout out
I
to Zan. I like
just as in.
all this stuff that I've seen. I've just it's usually from Zan. Shout out to Zan. He's a huge lab rat, very forward-thinking player of the game. But yeah, and like we're seeing it in very practical situations too. Out of shield, it was one the most practical, and then even like comboing into it in these lower percents where tumble is not really a thing and DI is not much of a factor as well. That's like another situation where it's a very controlled environment, right?
Yes.
So yeah, definitely hoping to see more of you, the player, trying to execute this depending on which character you play. But that's going to be pretty much it from us today about Footstool. Until next time, class dismissed.